welcome back to my YouTube channel, Peace Jones. Don't forget to like this video, to comment on this video, and to subscribe to my channel, okay, you guys? Please share my content because honestly, all of my videos are meant to help people out, whether it be traveling with my travel tips, whether it be dating with my dating stories and tips, or whether it be healing with my healing stories, encouragement, and tips and advice, okay? So the only way that we can help one another is if we share these stories, share it amongst your family, your friends, share it on your social media, share it in your group chats. Just get this information out here. And you guys, we are on the road to 1K, so please subscribe to this channel. If you're watching this video, you're enjoying this content, and you haven't subscribed, you are hurting my feelings, okay? So please subscribe, okay? Thanks, guys. Now let's get right into it, okay? So this topic is for my healing segment. And I just discussed a bunch of different traumas, childhood traumas, issues, feelings, experiences that a lot of us can relate to. And I just put it all out there, and I wish you guys would comment a little bit more so I can see what's on your mind and see if this is really helping you. Really just engage with me, okay? But this topic is called how I maneuvered through life without parents, okay? So I'm 28 years old. However, my parents did not raise me. My grandmother raised me. So my parents were not involved in my life really. Neither my mother or father were really active and involved in my life. And so that really makes a person have to kind of like lock in and count on themselves and, push themselves through a lot of life's lessons, life's issues, life's experiences. And it can be pretty difficult. I definitely had some difficult moments where I was wishing that, okay, I wish that I did have my mom in my life. I wish that I did have my dad in my life. I wish my dad could give me advice on this. I wish I could count on my mom for this. You know what I mean? And then just having that parental unit as far as financial help, as far as emotional support, just typical things that you would count on your parents to do, I did not have, okay? So my grandmother did raise me, but my grandmother raised me and took me in at such an older age that a lot of the times the things that younger parents or parents in general could have done were capable of doing, she was not. And then there's just also another dynamic that I probably won't get into on my channel, but that also affected a lot of the things that she did or did not do for me, okay? So let's get into it, all right? How do you maneuver through life without parents? Number one, I'm sure you guys can guess it. It's be strong, okay? So I know you guys hear that all the time. That's like the go-to for any bad, tough situation that anyone is in. It's be strong, right? But that's so true. When you don't have parents as a kid, as an adolescent, as an adult, when you're going through life, you're having challenges, you're having great moments, you're celebrating, you're crying, you're trying to figure this and that out. You're watching your friends that do have parents in their lives and how they're supporting them and how they celebrate them. And you just don't have that. So you have to be strong. You really, really, really have to keep your head above water. Definitely feel your emotions, but don't let yourself get swallowed up in it. You have to be strong. This is your life that you're almost leading on your own, and you just have to keep pushing forward, okay? Next, find role models and mentors. So this has really helped me out because I don't have a father figure in my life and a mother figure in my life. I have had to seek that in other people. So I think I mentioned a few times before, I do have a mentor that I'm very close to. She has acted as a mother figure for certain, topics of discussion or issues I've had, or even just like wanting to vent. I come to her about just about everything. So she's really been influential in my life. Then I have other guy mentors, older men that I have connected to that give me, wise advice from a man, wise advice as far as life, you know what I mean? They see my potential, they see the good in me, and they, kind of steer me in the right direction. And then I've just had like other neighbors and friends and family friends that have kind of taken me under their wing and look out for me and things like that. But without role models and mentors, when you don't have your parents in your life, you're really going to struggle because you're a kid at some point. You know, you're an adolescent at some point, you're in your early 20s at some point. I'm 28 now, and I definitely don't have all the answers, but I look back when I was like 13, 7, 21, and it was just like, wow, if I didn't have the guidance from some of these people, I don't know where I would have been. I always consider myself to be pretty smart, pretty hardworking, pretty determined, whatever it may be, but definitely having like that reassurance or that life advice from someone older and wiser than me that has my best intentions, that was always extremely helpful, and it still is to this day, okay? Next, your friends become your family. So this is something that I make sure that I really take careful time with, okay? So I'm huge on friendships. I know you guys hear me talk about friendships a lot in my videos, and that's because I am a great friend. A lot of times, you know, we carry different roles in life. Some people might say, hey, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, but most of all, I'm a mother. Or, hey, I'm a husband, I'm a coach, I'm a father, but most of all, I'm a son, right? For me, I feel like my main role is a friend because I'm not a mother, because I'm not a wife, because I'm not, you know, all these other things at the moment. My main thing is being a friend, and I'm one hell of a friend. I'm very attentive, I'm very loving, I'm very caring. I'm going to celebrate you, I'm going to support you. I'm going to, you know, give you the best advice. I'm going to care for you, I'm going to show up for you, whatever it may be. And I need that in return, right? So your friends have to kind of become your family when you don't really have parents. Now, these are your siblings. These are your people. This is your crew. And it kind of helps you get through those tough moments because you know that you have that support system that genuinely cares about you, okay? Then you have to advocate for yourself, okay? I had to do this so much in life, all right? So when you have parents, think about it, even up until your 30s and 40s, you have someone to kind of advocate for you, right? If something goes wrong, they'll step in. If you need assistance, they'll step in. If you need someone to vouch for you or co-sign for you, they'll step in. They're always gonna look out. They're always gonna match what you're doing. They're always gonna, compensate where you can, you know what I mean? But I didn't have that, right? So I had to always advocate for myself. If I needed something done, I had to do it. I had to do the explaining. I had to show up. I had to write the letters. I had to like really advocate for myself, which was difficult at a younger age, you know, in my teenage years or even in college. You know, I went to college 2 hours away from home, and, you know, granted, I had like most things worked out, but there were definitely times where I had to like, you know, show up here or write letters there or complain about this and that because I had to advocate for myself. I didn't have those parents I could just call on and be like, hey, this happened, I need you to do this, or hey, can you help me with this? Hey, can you show up and do this? I ran out of this, can you help me with this? Like, I'm literally trying to go to school, make the grade, pay for these things, work, advocate for all these issues that's going on. Like, it's just like, you have to be your own support system, which is really hard, but you really do have to learn how to stand up for yourself and fight for yourself when you don't have parents, okay? Next, you can't feel sorry for yourself. So this is one thing that I know a lot of people have difficulty with. So for me, I definitely have those moments, not so much anymore because I've kind of like, you know, really gotten past it for the most part. But when I was younger, I did have those moments where I would be like, dang, you know, this sucks. Like, I'm getting my period. I would love to have my mother help me out with this whole transition. Or I just got my heart broken. I would love to have my father, you know, come console me and teach me about what to expect with men. But sometimes, you know, you have to learn to keep pushing, not really, you know, lay in your pity, lay in your sorrow. You can't really have too many sad moments where you are feeling too sorry for yourself, because then I feel like it can consume you, because it's going to be a lifelong thing. If your parents aren't in your life and they haven't been, the likelihood of them coming back later in life is probably slim. So this is your life. This is your reality. And you really have to learn, you know, how to almost embrace it. I know that sounds really crazy, but you have to kind of learn to embrace your reality without feeling sorry or, you know, feeling down or just feeling like you have the worst situation. Because not to be dismissive of anyone's feelings, but you know, there's always a situation worse, right? So people are out here getting through things, and that means that you can too, right? So definitely have your feelings, feel your feelings, go to therapy, talk it out with someone, but you can't, you know, let your whole life be surrounded by you feeling sorry for yourself because of your situation, okay? Next, you have to forgive them. So different people have different circumstances for and reasons for why their parents aren't in their life. Some people's parents passed away. Some people's parents abandoned them. Some people's parents put them in foster care. Some people's parents were unable to take care of them due to, Some people's parents were unable to take care of them due to drug and alcohol addiction. Sometimes it's financial reasons. Sometimes someone's incarcerated, whatever it may be. But if this person did something that they had control of, you have to, at some point, even if you don't want to do it right now, forgive them. And I say that because the longer that you hold whatever you're holding against them, the longer it's going to take you to heal and find happiness, or at least comfort, at least some type of median in your situation, okay? The longer you hold it against them, the more you say that you hate them, or the more that you want to, you know, get revenge or whatever, I feel like your healing process is just going to be extended, because you have to realize that they are people, right? They make decisions of their own. If they chose to do or not do whatever they did that caused you to live this life without them, that's on them. That's for them to deal with. That's for them to have held over their head, right? So even though it definitely does hurt you, and sometimes you want those answers, and sometimes you want that closure, you may not ever get it. And so, you know, just harboring that resentment is not gonna help you out at all. You don't want to go through your entire life just upset and holding an animosity for someone who may not ever apologize, or who may not ever be sorry or even see how wrong they did you, you know? All right, next, you have to find understanding, okay? So there's the forgiveness thing, and then there's also like finding understanding. And I feel like that is where you go deep within and you say, well, hey, you know, I forgave and I understood the circumstance and I understood their situation. And now I'm going to break it down for myself. I'm going to try and, you know, give them grace. I'm going to find understanding in this situation. What happened here? What happened with them? What happened with me? You know, how can I bring myself out of this? Let me understand this situation in its entirety. Let me really work myself through this. Let me find peace within it, right? Because you can forgive, but I feel like it's better when you come to an understanding within yourself, when you're internally at peace, when you try and understand the situation for what it really is, how it came about, how you can really just, you know, accept it. You know what I mean? Even though it may not be the best situation, but learning to find that understanding, I think, really helps out, okay? Next, you have to work hard, okay? So the average person with parents has a lot more at their disposal, whether that be college trust funds, whether that be funds in general, whether that be having their first car purchased for them, having their bills paid, phone bill, insurance, whatever it may be, having help with their first apartment, having help furnishing it, if they have a kid, babysitting, having their graduation parties thrown for them, having their prom dresses bought for them, and birthdays, sweet 16s, vacations, whatever it may be. I feel like you really have to work harder when you don't have parents, right? Because you don't necessarily have this money and these things at your fingertips, right? If you want these things, 9 times out of 10, you have to work to make them happen. So you have to throw your own graduation parties. You have to throw your own birthday parties. You have to take yourself on trips. You have to go out there and apply for those jobs and apply for that FAFSA and apply for school and apply for those scholarships. You have to go out there and get those loans. You have to purchase the house. You have to furnish the house. All these things fall on you, right? And so in order for you to do that, you have to work hard. You got to kick it into fifth gear starting early, because if you want to live a certain life, who you going to count on to help you? Who you going to count on to do it? Nobody but you. So you got to ingrain that in your mind very young. Hard work, hard work, hard work. Because whereas you might have that 3-person unit with your mom, your dad, and you, now it's 1 person. So you got to go that much harder, okay? Next, self-love. Self-love is what's going to bring you through this, okay? Because honestly, if you don't love yourself in its entirety, if you don't respect yourself, if you don't adore yourself, if you don't speak highly of yourself, if you don't have that confidence, you are going to sink, okay? Trust me, it takes a strong person to get through this life without the support and love and encouragement of their parents, okay? Not just one, but when both of them are absent, it takes a lot of self-motivation, lots of high self-esteem, lots of confidence, lots of determination. I'm talking about that determination where you get knocked down 5 and still rise for that 6th time. Coming for everything that you deserve, coming for everything that you desire. You just really, really, really have to love yourself enough to make wise decisions. Make decisions that will benefit your future. You totally just got to be in love with yourself, because that's all you have. You're literally counting on yourself in this lifetime. All right? Next, you have to be strategic, okay? So as I said before, if it's just you, you don't have much room for error and mistakes, okay? Now, obviously, you're a human. You're going to make mistakes. I've made plenty. But I've been very strategic in my life in how I plan things, how I set out to achieve my goals, things that I will do, things that I won't do, things that I will entertain, things that I won't entertain, people that in groups that I'll hang around with, and people in groups that I won't. You know, how am I gonna go about getting this money? How am I gonna go about buying these things? How am I gonna go about planning this and that, right? You got to be very strategic. You can't just be out here all willy-nilly. You got somebody who has 2 parents that can grab them up when they fall too deep, or who can, dig them out when they get into trouble. But with you got to move strategically, because if you get into trouble, you might not be able to dig yourself out. Or if you do something real wild without thinking, you may not be able to fix that mistake, right? So move smart, be strategic, because you only have you to get yourself out of whatever mess you put yourself into. So be smart about what you do, be smart about your plans, be smart about your money, be smart about who you hang with. Like really, really, really move wisely, okay? Next, don't be bitter, okay? I know this situation can cause you to really crave that answer or those answers. You can crave that closure. You can be angry. You can question. You can wonder why. But at the end of the day, I don't think that being bitter is going to solve anything, right? It is what it is. You're here now. And sometimes it's due to things that were out of their control, right? Like if they happen to pass away, or for whatever reason, they were in another country and you happen to be in this country. They sent you here for a better life, whatever it may be, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that they did something bad to you or they purposefully try to neglect you, right? But you definitely do have to try and not be bitter if it was something that was in their control, you know, and if they did abandon you and they did purposefully leave you and they've never had love for you, or they abused you, or you tried to reach out and they haven't wanted to respond, right? One thing I've learned is that only thing you can control in this lifetime is you. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's so true. Trust me, I've been in those places where I wanted to control someone. I wanted to control how my ex-boyfriend thought, or his, level of achievement, or his level of motivation. I wanted to control how my friends thought. I wanted to control what they did. I wanted to control how, a family member treated me, or I wanted to control how my boss went about certain things. But you can only control you. And so you sitting there and being bitter and wishing that things were different, it can't change someone who did it. You know what I mean? It is said and done. You have to work through it. Like I said, go to therapy if you need to. Work through your traumas. Feel it, right? And then learn to deal with it. Learn to accept it. And let go of that animosity, that bitterness, and that hate, because it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to help solve your problems. It's not going to give you that closure that you're wishing for, okay? Next, take care of yourself. And this is my last point, okay? When you only have you have to take care of you. And when I say take care of you, I mean in every way. Take yourself on that vacation if you've been working hard. Take care of yourself financially. Work hard. Take care of yourself, meaning if you need that extra credential or that extra degree to propel you to the next level, do it. You're doing this for you. Take care of yourself as far as your physical appearance. Make sure that skin is looking nice. Eat healthy. Take care of your hair. Get your nails and toes done. Redo your wardrobe. If you like makeup, get new makeup products. Go get that massage every 2 weeks. Buy yourself nice things. Have a nice aromatherapy session every week. Commit to self-care every Sunday. Cook yourself good food. Don't be eating out all the time, right? Make sure your mental is stable. Go to therapy. Do different things at home to help you really relax. Do yoga, stretch, things like that. Because when you're counting on yourself, sometimes that can take a lot out of you. You are your mother. You are your father. You are your brother. You are your sister. You are your family. You are your advocate. You are your support system. And so it takes a lot out of you when you're being all these things for yourself and sometimes others. So sometimes you got to sit back and make it all about you and just take care of yourself, okay? You're getting yourself through this life, and this is not an easy life. So make sure that you do everything that you can to keep yourself right, okay? And that's the end of this video, you guys. I will see you next time. Peace out.